What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am back again for another video as I do a preview for our game tomorrow against Reading. So yeah, thank you everybody for your support so far on this journey I've been on. Since the last video we have gained a few subscribers, so thank you for all the support recently. Honestly, I appreciate every single one of you, and and it means a lot to me, so thank you. If you do enjoy the content that I produce today, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. I'm one away from 150, I'm nearly there, so which one of you legends out there who coincidentally just stumble across my video somehow, if you could hit the subscribe button, it would help me a lot and it would get me to my next target of 150. So thank you for your support, everyone. So yeah, let's get into it then. Club football is back this weekend. I'm so excited for it all to get going, and it will be, like I said, the games from now until the World Cup just come, thick and fast. So there's no time to rest on your laurels from one result to another, really. But yeah, obviously we are back in action. We travel to face Reading, like I said. The 3 PM kickoff. We come into this game, like I said, on the back of that really fantastic win against Cardiff, 1-0 at home. And I think that win at home, we really want to be hoping to build on that by obviously getting that first away points of the season as well, which, will be really crucial. And then obviously Reading coming to the game on the back of a 1-0 away victory over Wigan Athletic. So that is a really good result for them. It's not an easy place to go, Wigan, and they did get a result there. So fair play to them. So as we always do on the channel, on our preview shows, I'm going to look at the opposition first. And we're just going to kind of give you an intro about their season so far and their championship journey, of course. So yeah, this is their 10th consecutive season in the Sky Bet Championship. Like I say, last season they did finish 21st. They'll want to really, improve on that this season, which they are doing so far, by the way, sitting in 3rd place. So it's a big improvement. Like I said, it sit 3rd after 10 games. Obviously, in February 2022, Paul Ince was appointed interim manager of Reading, and he guided them to championship side to safety as well, and out of the relegation battle with 2 games left to play of the season. So he came on and really imposed himself as a manager, and his new ideas, it's just really worked for him at Reading, and it's then obviously in this in the summer he decided to take the job full time, obviously permanently as well, should I say, and he was given that job rightly so, of course, after the job he did in the games that he had to make an impact when he first came in. Like I said, in their opening 10 games, they have recorded 6 wins and 4 losses. So it is pretty much win or bust for them. They either win games or they lose them. But like I said, their record is 60% wins, 40% losses. So it is a big, like I said, they've managed to get, the wins, that have seen them fly out the tail into 3rd, but they also do lose games sometimes as well. So put it this way, I don't think this game will be a draw, basing on that. If you're a stats fan, then that's good, but I just think it won't be a draw anyway. I think there will be a winner, which I will get into very, very soon, of course, towards the end of the video. So the ones to watch in this game for me, obviously I'll give my names, and then obviously I'll give a brief outlet of their journeys in football and what they've done for Reading so far too. So I've picked out Terriers now. He's a midfielder. He's actually joining the season-long loan from our arch enemy, Nottingham Forest. He made 3 appearances for Forest at the start of last season, featuring the Carabao Cup against Bradford City and Wolverhampton Wanderers, as well as making his Championship debut against Blackburn. And then obviously went out on loan at Shrewsbury for the second half of the season in League One. He made 19 appearances there. So far this season, obviously he's 23 years of age. He's featured in every game for them since he's coming from the club, scoring 1 goal and assisting another goal. I think he'll be a really dangerous opponent to look out for anyway. So that is my viewpoint on that. My second player that I've picked out is a very familiar name, of course. It is Junior Hoilett. We know plenty about this guy. He's very well known, very experienced. He joined Reading on a 1-year deal in August 21. He'd been at Cardiff City prior to that. Hoilett, of course, has experienced promotions to the Premier League twice in his career. First helping QPR return via a player final victory over Derby County, and then winning an automatic promotion with Cardiff City, of course. So, if you look at internationally, the winger has obviously helped Canada reach their first World Cup in 36 years, obviously following that famous 4-0 win over Jamaica in March earlier this year. With Hoilett obviously scoring the 3rd goal in that game as well. Obviously after this, the 32-year-old agreed a new 1-year deal with the Royals. So, yeah, very experienced, always dangerous. He's been around a while, like I say, and he will pose that threat because he's always a nuisance to deal with. I've kind of watched him quite a bit at times throughout his career. So yeah, that is my second name, and my final name is, of course, Lucas Zhao. He obviously is a striker. He joined Reading in the summer of 2019 from Sheffield Wednesday. He spent 4 hours with Sheffield Wednesday, including a loan spell with Blackburn, where obviously he made 13 appearances and scored 3 goals. Zhao made 112 appearances for Sheffield Wednesday and scored 26 goals. During his time with the Royals, he's featured in 87 games and scored 38 goals. This season alone has obviously seen the 29-year-old make 10 appearances and score 3 goals. 2 of those coming in the same game, obviously against Sunderland in that 2-1 victory for Reading that they managed to do. But yeah, Lucas Zhao is always a tricky customer to face. Again, he's a guy that scores plenty of goals. If you give him a chance, he'll score. Like I said, the record he's had at Reading speaks for itself. So we really do need to be on our guard defensively, and we cannot afford to give him any time or space. And that is the bottom line of it, really. It'll be a real danger for us. So if we can keep him quiet, then hopefully we can manage to get a positive result. I mean, before I get into our perspective things, let's put it out there. It is going to be a really stern test tomorrow. It really is. Because, like I said, Reading have started the season so well. In 3rd place at the moment, like I said earlier. Yes, okay, it's early on in the season. It doesn't really matter at this stage. But they've still started really well. And they look like they're going to be a force to be reckoned with this season. So yeah, it is one of those. But we have to be up for this challenge. I think we should embrace the challenge, and we have to take the game to them as well. There's no doubt about that. And like I say, it is at their place, so they're going to be a bigger threat at home. But I believe in this squad, and I definitely believe in the manager who's just come in, and I'll get into that very shortly, but very, very encouraging signs from what I've heard, what I've seen. Looks like a very, very shrewd appointment, for sure, from the coaching point of view. But yeah, let's get into it then. The team news for tomorrow, obviously confirmed by Mark in his first proper press conference before a game. No injury concerns, like I say, so that is brilliant news. It really is, and it gives us a boost. But like I said, firstly, before I go into my lineups, I kind of want to give my reaction to Mark Fotheringhams' first proper press conference, like I said, and go through some of the quotes he said throughout, which really did. I really loved listening to him again this afternoon when I was catching up on his press conference that he did earlier on today. So yeah, like I say, he started off with saying that obviously, he's really privileged to be Town's new head coach, which again, the fact that he feels privileged and really privileged by it, shows how appreciative he is of this opportunity. But it also shows that humbleness he's got within, that he really does, and it just really set the tone for the press conference. I think I really like hearing a manager saying they feel really privileged to manage the club, because that's how much it means to them, and it's just brilliant. And yeah, like I say, that's what he initially started off with, obviously, in his preference. He said, first and foremost, I feel really privileged to be in this seat today. So, again, I love that. And then he goes on to say, obviously, about his time in Germany as well. Obviously, I've done a hard apprenticeship in Germany, and I've experienced relegation and promotion battles. My main focus now is just getting my playing style across and getting that on the pitch. So, again, it strikes me that he's a very focused individual. He's gone out to Germany, learnt his trade, developed over the years. Some coaches jump at the chance of an opportunity, to be head coach. But no, he's stayed in Germany, he's learnt his trade, and he's developed as a number two. And he kind of said that in the press conference about he probably was ready about 2 years ago for a head coach role, but the fact that he wants to stay there and develop before and not rushing into a decision shows that, he really was keen to learn more and more and more about the game before he decided to put himself forward for a manager, head coach position. And then he goes on to say, obviously, it's really exciting for me and my family being here. My 3 young boys have already been asking for shirts and looking at the players and wanting to know everything. So again, the excitement, not just with him, but throughout the whole family, strikes me in this quote. And the fact that, obviously his young sons want to buy a shirt already is brilliant, and obviously wants to know everything about the club and what players play for us as well. So the interest from the family across the board is there, and that's what you want as well. And then he goes on to say, obviously, I'm looking forward to bringing them to Huddersfield and showing them the club and the town, which again, obviously, that'll be in the process of doing so. So yeah, that excitement stays there. Obviously, continues. Sorry. So then I'm going to go on to some things about, obviously, Mark spoke about how he wants the team to play and the style he wants to implement as head coach. So he kind of made a comment about the young players. He said, we've got a lot of good young players here and a lot of good experienced players. That's what he said. Obviously, we already know that anyway. I'm a guy who wants to get as many offensive players on the pitch as possible, which will allow us to play with freedom and creativity in the final third, but with some strong scaffolding at the back. That is spot on. I love this quote, because I've always said that, a football team is about building your foundations from the back And like Mark said, getting that strong scaffolding at the back is important, but also having the offensive, threat going forward as well is really important, and that creativity. So that is spot on that, and I love that as well. I love everything about this interview, to be honest with you. It's just, it really is exciting, now he's coming and to see what he can do with us. He goes on to say, obviously, it's important to me that the team reflects the club, and we need to get that real Terrier spirit into them. Again, saying all the right things, speaking how us fans want a head coach to to come across, in a positive way. His words are just so strong and powerful, and he just says how the fans feel. Basically, I think that anyway. I can't speak for everybody, but from my perspective, I think he does. He has a good overview of everything. Like I say, he wants to create that real Terrier spirit again. Which, remember, that Terrier spirit that we created that was so special when we got promoted to the Premier League was in abundance, and that is what he wants to implement, and lots of it. So absolutely fantastic to hear that. Our head coach also complimented the young players and explained what he wanted from them. So I think it was really interesting to see how he kind of viewed this. The first quote you said about this was, obviously, I was really impressed from the last game. The young players played without fear, and there was real team spirit. Then he goes on to say, I tell the boys to take the handbrake off and play full throttle. That's the only way to play. Now I'm going to stop there and kind of give my opinions on these two. He recognises that we've got a lot of young talent, which I've said previously anyway, and he likes, obviously, the way they play without fear, and like I say, he recognised the real team spirit in that performance as well from the young lads. I also like the second quote, very good, because he's allowing the freedom for the players to come out and just kind of play the football with no pressure, by saying, obviously, he tells them to take the handbrake off and play full throttle. So he tells them, relax, but also play with intent, and nothing less. And that's the only way he wants to play. So he's got a clear identity of how he wants to play. And then he goes on to say, that's how I want us to train too. Give it everything. Have that fire in their belly. We know it's a long season, so young players will get their chance, he also said. First quote, yeah, I love this again. I mean, I love all of it, to be honest with you, but I just feel so positive after hearing him speak and then reflecting on it through, obviously going into detail about what he said as well in kind of the quotes he came out with as well. So he not only demands highly in a match, he demands it in training as well, because that's the most important foundation of a football club. If you get the foundations right in the training, you will progress on the field in a match-based scenario too. And he wants that fire in the belly, which I love to hear. You need it. You need it in football, to have that fire, to have that something about you. Showing that fighting spirit. And yeah, I love that desire and work rate to do well and achieve. That's what I get from that. Obviously, yeah, we know it's a long season. So young players will get their chance. So he's enabling the young players to develop by putting them in there and giving them opportunities. And I think that's important, because we have got some very good youngsters at the club and they deserve a chance. But some managers do feel quite reserved in giving youngsters opportunities. I don't necessarily that's the way that a football club should be run. Youngsters deserve a chance if they are ready to do so, and they are putting it in training. So, yeah, I like that he's going to be enabling the youngsters to give themselves a chance, because, like I say, I watch a number of academy games as well at the club, and we've got some real talent. I know it's a big step up to senior football, but I trust Mark in what he decides, and and I trust him already. and we've not even seen him in his, obviously first game tomorrow for him. We haven't even seen him, what he's about in terms of on the pitch yet. But I still feel very excited by this prospect of what is going to happen here. And then finally, obviously look to the game tomorrow against Reading, and the support he needs from the fans. So we all know it's a tough league. We've analysed Reading, and I'm really excited to get down there. We're going to go and play on the front foot, and I'm sure we can get a positive result. Again, positivity. He's positive about getting a result. That's important. If you've got a manager that is a bit unsure about whether you can get, that instills into the players. When you've got that positivity from a head coach, it really gives the players confidence, I'm sure. And yeah, I love that as well. And the fact that we're going to go there and play on the front foot, we're not going to sit back and let them dictate play. We're going to show what we're about, and we're going to go on the front foot, and we're going to give it a good go, and that's all we want. So again, brilliant to hear. He also goes on to saying, the people here, the fans, have a real understanding of the game. They know it doesn't happen overnight, but this is all about them. They are the club, and they pay their money to watch us play. And then he goes on to say, the fans behind us this week. It's amazing to see their support, both home and away. That's special. Again, absolutely brilliant words. The fact that he respects us as fans is important early on. He's come in and he's making a real statement of intent here, I think. He understands us already, and that shows the kind of guy he is. Like I say, we recognise it doesn't happen overnight, like I said. And the fact that he puts it on, this is all about them, about us, the fans. They're the club, and they pay their money to watch us play. That is fantastic to hear, that everything they do on that pitch is for us. And it's just brilliant. And then obviously he reiterates he needs the fans, this weekend, which we all know that we always try and do our best on the terraces. And as long as we see something in that performance, we will continue to show that vocal, ability that we've shown over the years of how loud we can be. And like I say, I recognise that we have got good support. Like I say, the special support we've had over the years has been really impressive. But yeah, that is press conference kind of take-homes from that. Very, very good press conference. I just loved hearing him speak. And I feel like we are really in safe hands with this guy. I really do. I know it's early days, but I'm just saying, we've not had the manager at this demanding or as vocal as he seems to be in a good while. And it's refreshing to see. So yeah, my team lineup for tomorrow, I don't think we should be changing the team lineup from the team that beat Cardiff. So I'm just going to run through this team as a refresher. Nichols in goal, obviously. From right to left, Turton, Lees, Heelick and Nakayama in defence. The two holding midfielders of Kasumu and Kamara, who, if you remember, in the last game was fantastic to so they have to start for me. A real special partnership, I believe, that will continue to flourish, hopefully under Mark. And obviously, I'd like to see Pat Jones start tomorrow. So that is the one change I've made to the lineup from Cardiff. Tino Andrin and then Redone. And then I've gone for Rhodes up top. So obviously I've gone a 4-2-3-1. And that is the lineup I think is the best suited for the game tomorrow. And it will certainly be interesting to see actually who he decides to name in the lineup. And how he decides, what formation he decides to play as well. So we'll just have to see on that one. But yeah, it is that time again. My prediction for tomorrow. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. I expect both teams to really cause a threat at both ends of the field. I expect it to be quite an open game. I think that Reading, as we've seen, they are capable of losing games, but they also are capable of winning as well. So I think defensively they may be a bit shaky at times. I think that defensively for us, we've had a bit of a shocking start defensively to our season, but what we saw against Cardiff was really strong, resolute play, and we did defensively very well. But yeah, offensively, like I say, the way we are going to play is on the front foot, like Mark said, which is fantastic to hear. And we're just going to take the game to them, and that's where you have to, go about these games. You really do. And yeah, I think that is all for today. I've covered a preview. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm on the road to 150 subscribers. I'm only one away, guys. Can you believe it? So any of you legends who happen to stumble across my video out of chance on YouTube, it would mean a lot to me if you could hit the subscribe button. That is my next target accomplished then, and we can focus on getting to the next target, which would be 200 subscribers. So yeah, and like I said, I'd love to hear from you as well. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think going into this weekend's game? Give me your predictions. What did you think of the press conference today, what I covered earlier on? Of Mark's empowering and inspirational words. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, fingers crossed for the game tomorrow as we travel to Reading for the first Skybit Championship game back after the international break. So yeah, safe journey to everybody that's travelling down. Hopefully you come back with the points in the bag. That would be very, very nice. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Hopefully with a town win, like I said. And take care, everybody. Goodbye and up the town.